going to run, but Derek Booth, their coach, likes to play under control, likes to play solid defense, wouldn't mind a game in the 40s or 50s. We'll see how it goes tonight. Back with more of the setup for tonight's game, Southeast and Manual in 3 minutes.
Or you're feeding it negative.
Spartans play host to the Manual Rams. I see Manual in orange and black, and remember the days of Howard Nathan and Frankie Williams and other superstars at Manual. John, one of the players in the rotation for Manual this year is Frankie Williams' son.
Yeah, DeMonte Williams. He's a freshman, and he's going to be a very good player. He's been battling illness this week. He'll be coming off the bench tonight, but he's averaging 5.7. And, of course, the Booth brothers, David and Derek, and they've had so many great players down through the years. It's interesting to see what has happened with the enrollment trends at Manual. You recall a couple of years ago, we saw them in the 2A tournament. They made it all the way to the championship game twice with this head coach, Derek Booth, in Class 2A. They are now a small 3A school. Their enrollment is inching up again towards about 800 students.
Thanks to the closure of Woodruff.
Yeah, they picked up a few students in each class when Woodruff closed. I think Peoria Central got some of those kids too. But yeah, it's not like it was in the old days when Manual enrollments were typically over 1,000. The football program back when you and I were calling games in the old Mid-State 10 Conference was very credible, but these days not very good. They didn't win a single game this fall. But basketball is the signature sport at Manual. Of course, the 4 straight championships. The first one under Dick Van Sciok back in '94, and then under Wayne McLean, '95, 6 and 7, and those were some of the best basketball teams the state has ever seen. This is not that team by any stretch, but they were state rated in the preseason poll, number 5. They have dropped 3 of their last 4, so they're scuffling a little bit like Southeast, but they are not to be treated as inconsequential by any stretch.
Seeing the orange and black of Manual also makes us think Lanphier. Lanphier got a nice win at home over Glenwood last night. Some of the Lanphier players are here watching this game tonight, as is their head coach. But when we think Lanphier, I'm reminded our friend Gene Hurt called today and told us of the passing in Arizona of Bill Fishburne, who was a longtime employee of the Springfield School District, was at Lanphier for many years. Bill Fishburne, now living in Arizona, passed away last couple of days. And sympathies to the Fishburne family. Remember, Bill was an Illinois Lotto winner at one time. Won, I think, $1.7 million in the Lotto. And he has now passed away in the state of Arizona. So sympathy to the Fishburne family. Bill Fishburne was a good guy and a loyal Lanphier Lions fan, and he will be missed. Here we are at Southeast tonight, though, watching the Spartans and the Manual Rams. We'll have the starting lineup and play-by-play for tonight's game in 1 minute.
Information systems is all business, the IT business. If you need help with your computer network, Hanson has the business solution for you. High-speed, business-class internet with a static IP address for remote access. Hanson can help. We can also help with off-site backup of your data and disaster recovery. That's the business of Hanson Information Systems. Call 726-2400.
On Sports Radio 1450, 107.1 FM, and sportsradio1450.com.
Minute after 7, here we are. We're about to start the 6:30 game at Southeast. Spartans and the Manual Rams. John, how about the starting lineups for tonight's clash between these old mid-state 10 conference rivals in this non-conference game?
Manual comes in 6-4, played a very tough field at the Pontiac tournament, dropped 2 out of 3 over the holidays in the backcourt. Typically a reserve, but Marcus Sierra gets the start, a 5'11 junior, averaging 0.3. The other 2 guards are the point guard Aaron Nunn, who missed much of last year because of a knee injury. He's a 5'11 senior, good ball handler, averaging 6 points per game. And Devontae Keaton, 6 feet tall, and a sophomore with an 8.4 average. They list him as a center, but he'll step out and hit a 3. He's their best three-point shooter. Delano Jones, 6'5 and a senior, averages of 11.1 points per game on the season with the team-high 12 made threes. And the one forward they list is Javon Lee, 6'3 and a senior, averaging 9.6. Sierra, Nunn, Keaton, Lee, and Jones for the Rams of 8th-year head coach Derek Booth. Lawrence Thomas in his 6th year on the Southeast bench. In the backcourt, Travion Williams, the 5'8 freshman, averaging 7.3. Joined by B.J. Hill, coming off a 27-point game in the wrap-up game down in Collinsville, 5'9 junior, averaging 12.3. 5'10 sophomore D'Angelo Hughes is in the backcourt with a 12.2 average. And on the front line, coming off a good week in Collinsville, Sabri Bakari, 6'4 and a junior. He's the forward with an average of 7.1 points, 4.6 rebounds. And the SIU Edwardsville recruit is in the post. Jalen Henry, 6'9 and a senior, averaging team-high marks of 13.3 points and 11.5 rebounds. Williams, Hill, Hughes, Bakari, and Henry for Southeast. So Bloomington Normal officiating crew, Jason Wright, Terry Thompson, and J.D. Coleman.
If you're listening and have access to cable TV, the Springfield School District Cable Access Channel is telecasting tonight's game live here from Southeast. You will have to listen to us on the telecast, but live coverage on both Sports Radio 1450 and on Comcast Channel 22. Springfield School District Cable Access live coverage of Southeastern Manual here at Scheffler Gym, and they're about to tip it off. Only 33 minutes late.
My favorite combination of uniform color and uniform numbers, black on black.
Black on black, but they do have a nice border of orange and white. So they're pretty, well, they're not easy to read, but they're easier than some of the same color numbers on the dark colored jerseys.
Tell you how easy they are to read in about 10 seconds.
Yes, you will.
Delano Jones at 6'5", Jalen Henry at 6'9" for Southeast, and the Spartans control the tap. Quickly to Hughes in the left corner to Henry on the left side of the lane. In on Jones. Bank shot is in.
Southeast posting up Jalen Henry on the first attack of the night, and that looked good.
And the Spartans take a 2-0 lead 10 seconds into the game. To the forecourt, Devontae Keaton with the basketball. They've got him running point here with Aaron Nunn, the usual point guard, to his left. Southeast setting up in his zone defense. Moving in for a jumper is Keaton off the right side. That is good from 15. Devontae Keaton ties the game at 2, and Manuel presses off the made basket. Henry at the three-point line gets a low right. Bakari, he puts it up, no good at the rim. The rebound contested. Bakari got his own, put it up. It hit the rim twice and falls off, no good. Then Bakari yanks it away left of the basket, but he missed a third time. This ball to the floor and picked out of there by Nunn for the Rams. 50 seconds in and a spirited start. Keaton front court left side missed from 15, and Henry clears for Southeast. Tied at 2, Spartans push it. Bakari on the arc in forecourt, up top to Henry. He tried to flip a pass back to Bakari. Right in the passing lane was Javon Lee to intercept for the Rams. Sierra gives to Aaron Nunn with bright gold high tops and a ponytail. He's running point. Nunn with the basketball, head of the key, picked up by D'Angelo Hughes. Southeast in a 1-2-2 matchup. Here's Jones from the high post left, and the jumper is good. Delano Jones really tore up Southeast at Manual in their overtime win last year. 4-2, Manual has its first lead. Hughes for 3 out of the right side, that's good.
Southeast has missed D'Angelo Hughes' three-point shooting. He hasn't shot it well this season, but he buries his first attempt here.
It's his 19th made 3, and Manuel down 5-4, steps over the inbounds line.
It's an easy turnover.
Southeast will get it right back. 6:20 to go first quarter, 5-4 Spartans, and it comes to Henry on the right side. To Hughes, a contested pass. It was tipped by Sierra, but D'Angelo recovers, dribbles left of the jump ball circle against a Manuel man. Bounce pass away from Williams on the right sideline and out of bounds at the Rams bench. Kind of an unforced error there. And Manuel down 5-4 inbounds. Getting the ball in the hands of the capable point guard Aaron Nunn, and a reach-in foul on Williams as Nunn approaches half court.
We apparently missed a pretty good NFL game this afternoon, John. The Chiefs were way ahead. They coughed up the lead late, and the Colts win at home 45-44 over Kansas City. A huge come-from-behind win for Indy.
Yeah, that was a 31-10 KC lead at halftime. I listened to the first half on the drive over. Manuel gets the ball into forecourt, sends it over to Keaton for a right side 3 and a friendly bouncing down. Devontae Keaton's second basketball almost stolen on the inbounds pass. It is deflected out of bounds by Javon Lee. 7-5 Manuel with 5:42 to play in the first quarter here at Scheffler Gym. Southeast gets it in backcourt to Henry against a 1-2-2 zone press. Back to Hill, still in backcourt. Now Williams across the timeline right side. He'll be trapped on the sideline. The freshman in some trouble, threw it away. Manuel gets it ahead to Nunn. Nunn glides in, past Williams. Scoop layup at the basket is good. That is vintage Manuel basketball. They transition off the steal in their press and lead 9-5 early. 5:18 to go first quarter. Left corner Williams lets it go for 3, no good. The rebound will roll harmlessly out of bounds on the weak side to the Rams.
Quick trigger shot by freshman Travion Williams from the left corner. Southeast with a little ball handling trouble. Unfortunately, that's been a repeated theme so far this season for the Spartans.
I'll have to clean that up.
Yes.
Southeast at 5-7. They've lost 5 of their last 6 after a 4-2 start. Not out near midcourt. Eyeballed by Hughes. Shading left on the dribble outside the three-point line. Gets a good pass low to Lee. Turns to the basket, and he's called for the travel. Manuel turns it over into the hands of Southeast with 4:53 to play in the first quarter. Got a decent crowd on hand given the weather. Hope Manuel's trip back to Peoria is uneventful. Here comes B.J. Hill splitting a double team and a very tight reach-in foul. They're calling these now on the perimeter on the hand checks, and Manuel will be whistled for that foul with Keaton picking it up.
Devontae Keaton, the sophomore guard. List him at 6 foot. He's not 6 foot. He is probably 135. That might be right.
9-5 Manual. The Rams have scored 5 straight. Southeast almost threw it away on the inbounds pass. We've got a whistle from across the court. Terry Thompson has a hold foul, and it's against the Rams, who aren't too happy with that call. Going to call Marcus Sierra, apparently holding one of the Southeast players, as the Spartans prepare to put the ball in play.
4:48 left in the first quarter. Game started a couple of minutes after 7 on this Saturday night. Spartans trail on their home floor 9-5 as the visiting Manual Rams have the early lead. And
D'Angelo Hughes will sit for Malcolm Pollard, the 5'10 senior. Inbounds pass to backcourt to Williams. He dances across the timeline. Had the keys being hand-checked hard by Aaron Nunn. Bounce pass on the right side, deflected out of bounds. Quick hands by Devontae Keaton, but it goes back to Southeast.
Not sure what the Spartans expected, but Manual's come out very aggressive at both ends of the floor. Very aggressive.
Both these teams had open dates on the schedule last night. Hill top of the key, lost the dribble, but a reach-in foul. They're going to get Aaron Nunn for that one. And the third foul called against the visitors tonight. Southeast will sub Hughes right back into the game for Pollard, who was barely out there 10 seconds. 9-5. It's been a couple of minutes since Southeast has scored, and they're down by 4. Hill lobs it into Henry outside the arc on the left side. Dribbles with the right hand. Bounce pass up top to Hughes. And Hughes backs it out against the Manual man-for-man defense. He's guarded by Marcus Sierra. Hughes wants the clear out. Drives in right side. Into the corner it goes. Into the hands of Travion Williams. With the left-hand dribble to the top of the key. Comes back to the right. He's picked up by another Manual defender, Lee, on the switch. Now to Hill, who fades and misses from 17 off the right baseline. And the rebound comes down to Javon Lee for Manual. He gave the ball to Sierra, and Sierra was harassed and fouled in backcourt.
Travion Williams on that foul. 5th foul already called in this game, halfway through the first quarter.
And unfortunately for Williams, that's his second. He's got both of the Southeast fouls, so out he comes for Malcolm Pollard.
9-5 Manual with 4:06 to play. First period.
Aaron Nunn with the basketball in backcourt left side. Gets it quickly ahead to Keaton, who drives in hard, but has his shot blocked by Bakari at the rim. Southeast back the other way. Hill pulls up on the left side, missed from 15. Bakari rebounds and missed in front of the rim. This rebound deflected out of bounds, and Manual will get the ball.
Sabri Bakari having trouble finishing. He's had 4 shots and 4 rebounds and no points.
Every shot's been right at the rim, point blank range.
Got to put those in.
Still 9-5 Manual. We've been sitting on this score for a couple of minutes. Rams across the timeline. Keaton with the basketball left side. Gets it to Jones. Drives around Henry to the baseline and banks it up and in.
Going to get a foul on the rebound, I think.
They will count the basket. That makes it 11-5. Emmanuel has run off 7 straight points. And the foul is on Southeast. It's on B.J. Hill.
Yeah, he was on the weak side as Jones drove in and banked that shot in. 3rd team foul on the Spartans. They're fiddling with the buzzer at the scorer's table about maybe they're having trouble with it.
Didn't know if they were.
That sounded like a duck call.
Demonte Williams, the freshman and son of Frank Williams, is in for Aaron Nunn for Manual. Rams could have a 4 or 5 point possession. They already lead this game 11-5. Jones off the left wing for 3. That's good.
Yeah, he was 2 steps behind the line. Delano Jones, kaboom.
He beat up Southeast last year at Manual. 26 points, 8 rebounds. This is a 10-point run and a 14-5 Manual lead, and Southeast flings a pass out of the reach of Pollard at the Manual bench, right back to the Rams.
Guess who wants timeout? LT calls it. Southeast is all discombobulated with 3:23 left in the first. You can look up that word during this 30-second timeout. 14-5 Manual. Quarter, Peoria Manual has scored 10 unanswered points, and the Rams lead this game 14-5.
DeMonte Williams gets the ball in play to Devontae Keaton. They have a DeMonte, a Levante, and a Devontae on this Manual team. And they have a 14-5 lead on Southeast with 3:10 to play in the opening quarter. Jones driving in from the high post left. A scoop. Shot is good off glass. Boy, Southeast has had no answer for Jones again.
He shouted at all the Lanphier players sitting in the end zone bleachers.
16-5 Manual. 2:55 for the quarter. Bakari on the three-line left side. Hard drive right over to Pollard on the wing. Bounces to Henry. He's posting his man Jones, and a foul is called. It's on Delano Jones as Henry lost his balance and hit the floor.
Delano Jones a little unhappy they whistled that foul on him. Exclaimed his protest, and he's right up in the face of Jalen Henry.
B.J. Hill to get the ball in play off the right baseline. They lob it for Henry, but he has to catch it on the arc. He's going to take it in on Jones, and he put it up over the rim entirely. Rebound off the hands of Bakari and out of bounds to Manual.
Southeast is just a mess at the moment. And, you know, Manual kids are right up in their face and snarling and grunting and growling, and Spartan kids aren't reacting very well.
Jalen Henry out for 6'9", senior Darius Owsley for Southeast, and Shawan Moore, 6'4", and his senior, checks in for the Rams. Keaton with the basketball. Gives it on the left side into the hands of Shawan Moore. He missed the Lanphier game with a wrist injury last month, but he's back now. Dribbling with it is DeMonte Williams. And now top of the key to Keaton. Keaton around Bakari. Hard drive right to the basket. Put it up and in. Count it. And a chance for a three-point play.
Daniel's just blowing by these Southeast players. Just blowing them away, heading to the basket.
That's the third basket for Keaton. And a 14-point run for the Rams.
Sabri Bakari's quick, but just a quick acceleration step by Devontae Keaton, and he blew right past him to get to the rim.
It's a state-rated Manual team, but they've been struggling of late. 6'6" junior Anton Ivey comes on for Manual. They're also very deep. They play about 5 or 6 kids off the bench every night. 18-5, Rams on top. 2:13 for the first quarter. And the free throw for Keaton is good.
15 unanswered points for Manual and a 19-5 lead.
Keaton has scored 8. Delano Jones has scored 9. Aaron Nunn has the other 2 for the Rams.
Southeast fell behind a couple of games down at Collinsville and came back and made them competitive, but they're way behind early in this one.
Stop and go try B.J. Hill, stuffed but fouled by War as he got to the rim. 2 free throws for B.J. Hill of Southeast, sponsored by Staff Carpet.
Shawan War, W-A-R-R.
And B.J. Hill at 73% on the season. The first of 2 is on the rim, around, and in.
That breaks that 15-point streak by Manual.
B.J. Hill had a season-high 27.
Not often that you see Southeast get out-toughed on their home floor, but that's what we're seeing so far in this game.
B.J. Hill's 27 came against MacArthur in the wrap-up game at Collinsville. He misses the second free throw. War has the rebound for the Rams. They push it up court in a defensive foul on Southeast. B.J. Hill. So it's a 19-6 Manual lead. 1:57 to go first quarter, and Southeast will sub in again. They bring in the freshman Isaiah Walton, 6'2" junior, and he can't go more than 140 at present. He checks in for Hill, who just picked up his second foul. And it comes to Aaron Nunn. He'll run point for Manual. Southeast in a straight man now. They've tried his zone in this game. They're down by 13. Pass into the lane. Hard drive to the basket by Javon Lee. He's fouled hard and will go to the free throw line. Everything Manual tries is working.
So far.
It's a 15-1 run, and the foul is called on Darius Owsley, his first. 1:47 to play first period. Javon Lee, J-A-V-O-N, 6'3" senior, 72% free throw shooter. His average is 9.6, and the line drive free throw is good. Lee was the second leading scorer for Manual to Jones at the Pontiac tournament, which was won by Cliff Alexander and Chicago Curie. Championship game win over Chicago's Simeon. in that holiday tournament. 20-6 Manual, 1:47 to go first quarter. I thought they were having trouble scoring points.
Yeah.
Second free throw in and out. Bakari pulls it down for Southeast. Ball lost out of bounds, but touched last by War of Manual. D'Angelo Hughes has re-entered in the backcourt with Malcolm Pollard. DJ Crawford is out there, 6-foot junior for Southeast for the first time. And they pass it off his hands, intercepted by Lee, and he'll get a layup for Manual. And it's turning into a runaway in the first 6.5 minutes of this game. They steal the inbounds pass again. 22-6 Rams with 1:30 to go. They are putting it to Southeast. Low on the right side, ball into the hands of Javon Lee, and he's called for the offensive foul as he swept away a defender with his off arm.
As he was driving in along the right baseline, he pushed off to get a little room between defender and the baseline. And J.D. Coleman, the official right down there on the baseline, had a pretty easy call on that one.
5'6" freshman Andre Williams on for Southeast. They've just elevated him to the varsity. And Delano Jones, the 6'5" senior, is back in for the Rams. Williams with a nice crossover dribble to forecourt. Gets a low right to Crawford. He is closely defended. Back out on the perimeter to Hughes on a bounce pass. D'Angelo brings it to the top of the key. Gets a screen as he fades right on the dribble. 1:10 to go first quarter. Now Williams with the basketball on the three-line right side. Very good ball handler for a freshman. He gets it to fellow ninth grader Walton. Right side Bakari. Missed from 15. Jones clears for Manual. And DJ Crawford was too aggressive trying to steal the ball from him and is called for the foul. Well, Coach Tom is trying a lot of different combinations. He's frustrated. He's standing up at the Southeast bench and calling for another sub to enter the game.
Tremont Lewis will come in and see if he can get something done. It's been a mess for the Spartans in the first 7 minutes of this game.
Thought they were going to call that foul on Crawford. The board indicates it's on Bakari. If that's the case, that's the second on Bakari. And that is already 7 fouls on Southeast. So Jones, who's made 19 of 22 free throws this year, gets a 1 in bonus. And the front end is good. Boy, he can't miss.
He hasn't missed a shot from the field, and he'll have one more staff carpet free throw with 59 seconds to go in the quarter. Southeast had a 5-4 lead at one point in this quarter, and since then, 18-1.
23-6, 24-6. Jones has an 11-point quarter, and that matches his per-game average. 24-6, Southeast harassed in backcourt down by 18, but they get it across. Bakari on the left side pulls up and misses from 17.
He's got to take that ball to the window.
And Jones has the rebound for the Rams. Bakari hasn't hit anything this quarter, coming off a good week in Collinsville. Jones, left of center, buries another three.
Wow.
And it is 27-6, and the Rams have been incredible. Now a layup for Lewis at the other end, set up by Bakari with a nice feed. 27-8, half a minute to go, and Bakari is going to be called for another foul in backcourt as he was too aggressive going after Aaron Nunn.
Third foul on Sabri Bakari here in quarter number 1 with 28.8 seconds to go.
It's a quarter that he would just as soon forget.
Been a nightmare for Southeast. Bakari has missed all 6 of his shot attempts. Does have 5 rebounds, but 3 of those were on putbacks of his own misses.
Staff carpet free throw opportunity for Nunn, a 1 in bonus, and it's no good. He's typically a very good free throw shooter, but he missed that. And Bakari, who's still out there, grabs the rebound. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Southeast down 27-8. Williams at the top of the key, being harassed by Nunn, and we've got an offensive foul.
John Lewis pushing off to clear a little space for the ball handler.
It's already 9 fouls on Southeast in 7 minutes, 44 seconds.
Bakari out with those 3 fouls, and Jalen Henry in for Southeast. Still in the first quarter, so loads of time left in the game, but Southeast down on their home floor, 27-8.
And now Derek Booth is going to get 2 of his starters, Keaton and Jones, back into the game, and why not? Between them, they have scored 22 points in this period. Now they'll play for 1. They don't hold the ball often, but they will here with 12 seconds. Aaron Nunn walks it up, guarded by D'Angelo Hughes. 7 seconds to go. Nunn still out near midcourt, drives in. He's called for palming the ball with 5.6. So Southeast will get it, and they could desperately use a basket here to beat the buzzer. They'll inbound near midcourt. After Marcus Sierra re-enters for the Manual Rams, they'll sit Delano Jones and steal a few extra seconds of rest for their star. Isaiah Walton will put the ball in play for Southeast. In the backcourt to Williams, behind his back on the dribble. He's got to move, 2 seconds. He fires from 40 feet off the backboard, no good. First half comes to an end, and Manual was very impressive with a 27-8 lead on the home court here at Southeast. Back in a minute.
After 1 quarter at Southeast, Peoria Manual 27, Southeast 8.
So Manual on pace to score over 100 in this game.
Want a little context? I'll have it on the next dead ball.
Aaron Nunn dribbling with the Manual possession to open the second quarter. Get the ball wide on the right side for a Jordan Sample 3, and the 5'9 junior who just entered missed. Travel called on Manual as they grab the offensive rebound left of the basket, and Southeast will have the ball.
In early December, when Manual played Lanphier at the Champaign Shootout, Lanphier won that game by 16 points. Manual scored 34 in the game, lost 50-34. In this game, they have 27 in the first quarter.
7:39 left to go in the first half now. A defensive foul called on the Rams, and we'll have free throws for Southeast freshman Andre Williams.
16 fouls called in the first quarter and 21 seconds of this game.
I think we have played about 16 players on each team, so it seems. Sample called for the foul. That's his first, 7th on the team. Front end of the 1 and bonus for Williams. No good off the back iron. And the rebound comes down to Shawan Moore for Manual. Aaron Nunn across the half-court line, guarded by Hughes, hesitating on the dribble left side. Bounce pass to the top of the key into the hands of Anton Ivy, the 6'6 junior, who's a good-sized kid for Manual. Now Jordan Sample runs point, gets it over to Keaton on the left side. Keaton picked up by Andre Williams on a switch for Southeast. 50 seconds into the second quarter, Keaton almost palmed the ball, goes high off the backboard with a jump shot off the baseline, no good. It's volleyball put up once, no good by War for Manual, and ultimately Henry comes down with it for the Spartans. Southeast to forecourt. And Hughes backs it out on the dribble left side. Now accelerates, got stuffed at the rim, and he's called for the offensive foul as a Manual defender doubled down and took that charge.
7 Southeast turnover on the charging foul on D'Angelo Hughes.
Nice job by Jordan Sample to take it. They'll get him out of the game. He may have a little blood on his elbow.
Offensive foul, so no free throws, but it does put Manual in the double bonus for the rest of the half. 6:51 to go until halftime.
And out of the game for Manual is Devontae Keaton. Manual gets the basketball in, and Aaron Nunn will run point. Veteran point guard. Blew out his knee last year, missed much of the season. And that was a major loss for the Rams. Shawan Moore coming off a wrist injury that is now healed. Lee on the perimeter right side, hands off to Nunn. He's a sight to behold. It is lime green fluorescent high tops. Manual taking its time, up by 19 to get it in the lane to Lee. Spins right to the basket and has his low shot swatted out of bounds by Jalen Henry. So Manual will inbound up 27-8, 6:21 to play in the first half. And this gym is very, very quiet with the visitors up by 19. After a long look, Nunn gets it in, right to the basket to Lee over Henry, who affected that shot. It's no good. And cleared by Lewis for Southeast. Hughes to forecourt, crossover dribble top of the key with the Spartans down 19. 6:10 to go in the second quarter. D'Angelo Hughes working the ball left and right, lobs it to Henry, who's been very quiet at the offensive end. Back to Hughes on the right baseline. Nunn pushes him away. Shots up, no good from 6 and cleared by Lee for the Rams. Manuel starts to push it up 27-8. Stop and go drive front court left side by Nunn. Beautiful pass right to the basket, laid up and in for Manuel's Anton Ivy. And a 21-point lead is reestablished for the Rams at 29-8 on Ivy's first basket of the night. A little contact off the basketball, and Andre Williams of Southeast will be called for bumping into Jordan Sample. He's called for that foul.
I'll get Tremont Lewis on that foul, actually. They say he was pushing away from play right in the free throw circle. And on Lewis, that's foul number 2.
That is the 8th on Southeast, but because it's at the offensive end, no free throws.
And the 8th turnover for Southeast. Just seems like more.
Well, the point total matches the turnover total.
Oh, my.
And Manuel has been dominant in this game. Manuel gets Sierra back into the game. There's DeMonte Williams, head of the key, dribbles right behind his back on the dribble. Now to Jones in the right corner. The left-hander moves to the strong hand and draws the foul on Henry as he goes for the short shot in the paint.
Manuel's just been more aggressive. They've pushed the ball toward the rim. They have not had any regard at all for the Southeast defense. And the Rams have a 21-point lead that Delano Jones, who almost never misses free throws, will try to build on with 5:16 to go in the half.
First foul on Henry. Jones has made now 21 of 24 this year. He's a
good.
left-hander with a very nice touch. Henry talked him into a miss off the front of the rim.
So tired running up and down the floor that he left it short.
Tremont Lewis will exit for B.J. Hill for Southeast. Haven't seen much of Hill in this game. Now Travion Williams will come back in, as well as Sabri Bakari. No, Bakari got up, but only to give some room to Isaiah Walton, who needed a place to sit down. 29-8 Manuel, 5:16 to play first half. Jones looking for his 15th point. In and out, no good. He missed them both. That's rare. And Henry rebounds for Southeast. In the backcourt to D'Angelo Hughes, a high dribble away from trouble, comes to the right side in front court. Andre Williams out of the right corner for 3, no good. Hit the top of the backboard, didn't go over, stayed in play. Manuel had the ball briefly, and now they regain control and run. A 2-on-1 and a good pass low on the right side to DeMonte Williams, who laid it up and in. 31-8, Manuel has its biggest lead. Here's a right side jumper by Hughes, which is good from 10 feet. And D'Angelo Hughes gets Southeast finally into double figures. 31-10. They trail by 21, 4.5 to go in the first half. They relax on Lee driving into the basket, but then he takes an extra step left of the basket and is called for the travel.
He threw on the brakes as he got to within about 5 feet of the hoop and then took an extra step. Can't do that without dribbling.
Southeast across the timeline. Travion Williams looks for Andre Williams on the right side. Williams drives into trouble and got bailed out by a defensive foul, even though Manuel had good defensive possession.
On DeMonte Williams, the freshman for Manuel, commits his first personal and the 8th team foul on the Rams, but it's a shooting foul for the Spartan youngster.
Andre Williams 0 for 1 at the line. His first of 2 staff carpet free throws, no good. So in addition to all the other things they're struggling with tonight, Southeast has made just 1 of 4 free throws. Not a great free throw shooting team. They're in the low 60s on the season. Second one coming for Williams. That one is good. His first point of the night. And it's 31-11 Manuel with 4:24 to play in the first half here at a very quiet Scheffler Gym.
I think folks are just ticked. Not seeing a better effort from the home team.
Keaton across half court. Good pass low to Lee. Stuffed by Henry. They're going to call simultaneous possession, and Southeast will get it on the arrow. Couple of defensive blocks in this quarter for Jalen Henry, and Henry gets up limping. Apparently the shooter came down on his foot, but he looks okay. Midway through the second quarter, Southeast down 20. Travion Williams accelerates on the left side, gets to the basket, draws the foul, and will shoot a pair.
Hand check out on the open floor by DeMonte Williams.
D-A-apostrophe-M-O-N-T-E.
DeMonte at 6'1" and 200 pounds.
And very mature for a 9th grader. Has some facial resemblance to his dad, who played at Manual and then for Illinois. Frank Williams was not on all 4 of the back-to-back-to-back championship teams. I think he was on 3 of them. But he started as a sophomore, and that's not easy to do in the Manual program. Travion Williams hits the free throw. I think his career came to an end, Tim, at the Convention Center. I think Quincy beat his 98 team in a super sectional. Travion Williams hits the second free throw as well, and timeout on the floor called by Southeast. It's a 31-13 Manual lead, 4:04 to play second period. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
(31-13) Manual leading Southeast with 4:04 left in the first half. Didn't expect this. It's been a mess for Southeast.
Manual looks like the kind of team that people expected them to be before the season began. Here's a steal by Southeast in the press. Andre Williams drives in, lays it up and in off the right side and draws the foul on Moore.
Nice slide to the hoop after that ball was poked loose by the freshman Andre Williams.
There's still plenty of time for Southeast to get back in this game.
Yeah,
down 31-15.
Haven't shown any ability to stop Manual from scoring. That's been the problem.
They have scored 5 straight. Aaron Nunn will come back in. He'll take the place of Marcus Sierra, who coughed it up just a moment ago. Andre Williams has some interesting socks on tonight.
Striped.
And kind of a powder blue matching his high tops. The free throw for the freshman is good, and he's got 4. 31-16, Southeast within 15, and they'll press. Manual breaks it easily. Gets the ball ahead to War, who wanted to jam it. Got fouled by Henry, who prevented that. But a foul is called. And free throws coming for Manual's Anton Ivy.
It's one of those plays where fans from both teams can applaud. Southeast fans applaud the fact that big Anton Ivy didn't stuff it on Jalen Henry, and Manual fans applaud Henry's effort, but Ivy's effort as well. Manual's got a good crowd of fans here tonight. They don't draw well at home, but those that go to the home games apparently all decided to come down here for the game.
It's a bigger crowd than they get for a lot of their mid-state 6 games at home. You're right. Coach Thomas arguing with J.D. Coleman about the call. The free throw for Ivy is no good. Anton Ivy has shot only 3 free throws this season. He's now 2 of 3.
On this Saturday night, Scheffler Gym is not full, but it's 75% capacity. Nice crowd.
31-16 Rams. Ivy's second free throw with 3:54 in the second quarter is on the way and also no good. So they've missed all 4 of their free throws this period. Henry rebounds. Southeast with a little momentum. Gets the ball into the left corner for 3 for Hill. That is no good. That was a big shot. He followed his miss, got his own rebound, and B.J. Hill will go to the line as Southeast is showing a pulse.
See if they can chip away at the Manual advantage. Peoria Manual has been running away with this game, led by as many as 23. At the moment, the lead is 15.
Delano Jones called for his second. B.J. Hill's free throw is no good short. He's made just 1 of 3 tonight. Hill averaging 12.3. That average was helped dramatically by a 27-point performance in the loss to MacArthur in their last game at Collinsville.
Jalen Henry will sit. Junior Darius Owsley, also 6'9", will stand and join the fray.
Stays 31-16. Hill studies the second free throw, lets it go, and swished it. So Southeast has run off 7 straight. We've got a football score at the moment. It's 31-17. Into the backcourt, into the hands of Shawan Moore, and Manual throws it away. Southeast, Travion Williams gave it right back, though, to Nunn. That's a race to the basket at the other end. Sample misses the layup, followed and put back up, no good. A second try won't go for Ivy. Javon Lee gets his second crack at it this time and puts it up and in. Lee had missed one of the earlier putback attempts. Manuel got 4 shots and leads 33-17. Andre Williams drives in left side and coughs it up as he gets to the basket. It's out of bounds to the Rams.
Kind of juggled on his way through the lane, then lost the handle on the ball, and it went out of bounds, as did he.
Lewis
Turnover
back in
Southeast.
for Southeast. Tremont Lewis and Marcus Sierra into the backcourt for Aaron Nunn for the Rams. 3:15 to play first half. Manual 33, Southeast is 17. Southeast scoring and giving up an average of 61 points per game on the season. Manuel against pressure, has a deflected pass, 2 forecourt to Sample, 2 War getting to the basket, and a reach-in foul, a slap on the wrist on Travion Williams. And Shawan War will shoot 2.
War this season in varsity play is 3 for 4 at the foul line. 3:07 to go in the first half. Manuel in front at the moment, 33-17 with 2 foul shots for Shawan War.
Third foul on Travion Williams, so he joins Bakari in that kind of foul trouble. The free throw for War is good. See Harrison DeVoe hop off the Southeast bench for the first time, the 6'3 junior. He wears number 34 in white and 34 in black tonight. DeMonte Williams is back in for Manuel, 34-17 Rams. And the second free throw for War on the way, and this one is good. He has his first 2 points of the night. He averages 5 points off the bench. So 35-17, the Rams now have scored the last 4. Andre Williams brings it across the timeline, guarded by War, who's got a big height advantage. Manuel goes straight man. Williams double teamed by Ivy out near midcourt. Now Ivy retreats. Williams behind his back on the dribble. Gives out a long range left side to Hill, who lost it. Caught by Lewis left to the basket. Gives to Andre Williams. A floater is over the rim. Rebounded by DeVoe, who missed from right of the rim. Couple of deflections, ball out of bounds, and the Rams will get it with 2:42 to play in the first half. It's a 35-17 Manual lead. Southeast has outscored Manual 9-8 this quarter. Anton Ivy to forecourt, right baseline to Sample. The jumper is good. Everybody getting in the act for the Rams now. Jordan Sample's first 2, and the lead is up to 20 just like that. 6th straight for the Rams after Southeast had run off 7 in a row. 37-17 Manual. 2:20 to play first half. Andre Williams behind his back on the dribble. In the lane to Lewis from 15. He banked it in. Tremont Lewis, who actually might have been about 12 feet from the basket. 37-19, a pass deflected, caught up court by the Rams, though. War steps into a left side jumper, no good. He left it short. Lewis rebounds, threw it away. Intercepted, and the follow-up shot is no good for Shawan War. Southeast rebounds, pushes it ahead. Andre Williams comes in left side, a lot of contact, no whistle, missed the shot. Lewis has the rebound, though, kicks it out to Hill. He put up a 3. It won't count because the whistle had blown for a Manual injury with one of the Rams holding his head under the defensive basket. Unfortunately for Southeast, that whistle came and the injury was detected before Hill put up that shot.
Javon Lee, the Manual player, who's hurt. But B.J. Hill's 3 will never count.
He gets a nice hand from the Manual crowd as Derek Booth in a very attractive 3-piece gray suit comes out to tend to his injured player. So Southeast will inbound coming off the injury timeout. Still down 37-19. 1:46 to play in the first half, and they check at the scorer's bench to make sure everything is kosher there. Manual player Javon Lee, 6'3 senior, seated down at the end of the bench. They hand him a towel, which he holds up to his nose. And meantime, they will take care of some perspiration under the Southeast basket, and each team will steal a quick timeout.
A couple of finals in basketball played earlier today. Taylorville won a non-conference game at home, beat Hillsborough 65-40. And in a Sangamo Conference game that I think was a makeup game from the snow out earlier, Porta defeated Sangamon Valley 70-42. Porta, of course, won the Williamsville Holiday Tournament earlier in the week. 70-42 Porta over Sangamon Valley, the Storm, with the Storm looming outdoors.
So Porta's coach Nick Rathgeb at New Berlin last night. Talked to him for a little bit. Very pleased with the season so far. 10-2 is the record for the Blue Jays, and they've got one of the best players in the area, Nate Hopper. B.J. Hill to inbound on the baseline right for Southeast. We're set to go with 1:46 to play first half. Gets it in to DeVoe. Back to Hill in the corner for three. That's good.
B.J. His first made basket.
37-22. Southeast within 15. Now Hill swats the ball away from Sample, who was taking it up the left boundary. It's out of bounds on the baseline. Back to the Rams. 1:34 for the half. None. The point guard comes back in for Manuel. Takes the place of Jordan Sample, who almost turned it over a moment ago. DeMonte Williams will trigger on the baseline left for the Rams. We're up 15. In the lane to War, right in front of the basket, up and in with one hand. First field goal for Shawan War. And a 39-22 Rams lead. 1:20 left first half. Hughes to forecourt. Left corner to Malcolm Pollard, who has re-entered. Bounces through traffic to Lewis, who picks it up off a deflection on the court, and then he's called for the travel.
Turnover number 12 for Southeast with 1:13 to go in the first half. It's been a long first half, and in many ways really long for Southeast.
Charge that turnover to Lewis, but really Pollard put him in a bad position with that bounce pass. Manuel runs, breaking pressure. Keaton to the basket. Left-hand layup is good.
Bad angled and just kind of flipped it up off the glass, and of course it's Manuel's night, so it went in.
Devontae Keaton has 10 points. He is their third player to double figures. Second player to double figures. Now Southeast turns it over again as Hill lost the dribble coming in hard. 41-22 Rams. Final minute of the first half. It's been all Manuel tonight on the east side. Pressure broken. Shawan War front court right side with 50. Way out top to Aaron Nunn, guarded by D'Angelo Hughes. Nunn, who doesn't take unnecessary shots. He's a good distributor for this team. Gives it up to Keaton. Now a bounce pass on the right side to Anton Ivey. 35 seconds. Pass off the foot of the Southeast defender, collected by Shawan War. He gives the ball to Sierra. Now over to Ivey, who airmailed a shot off the right side from 15. That wasn't close. 24 seconds. Southeast down by 19, desperately needing a buzzer beater, and they pull it back out with Hill near midcourt. He starts right on the dribble, tries to lose his defender, gets it over to Pollard with 12, bounces low to Lewis, who had good position. He was blocked by Ivey, but a foul is called, and Lewis earned himself a pair of free throws.
Ron Lewis hasn't shot a lot of free throws this season, just 2 out of 4. He'll have 2 here.
He's got 4 points tonight off the Southeast bench. Southeast in danger of falling to 5-8 on the season. We mentioned before, through 12 games, this is the poorest record for a Southeast team under Lawrence Thomas. First of the staff carpet free throws, and that one was not pretty.
Ooh, wide right, off the glass hard. Ooh.
Didn't even hit the rim. So Tremont Lewis will take his time on the second one, we presume, with his team down 19 and 8.9 seconds left in the half. His free throw is a little prettier, except he missed it wide left. He was compensating for the first miss. That did not hit the rim, so it's automatically out of bounds to Manuel.
Sort of emblematic of the first half for Southeast. Ooh, ow, a lot of that.
And it comes to Nunn across half court with 6. Hard dribble left. A pull-up right-handed shot is no good. Hill had his hands on the rebound. It's loose in the lane. Lewis had it. Nunn picked his pocket, but he couldn't get a shot up before a rather ugly first half for the home team came to an end.
Boy, Manuel played great, though, didn't he?
41-22. That was kind of a vintage half of basketball for the Manuel Rams. We're back after this 3-minute timeout on Sports Radio 1450.
50-45, the final. Centralia 50, Sacred Heart Griffin 45 in a non-conference game at Centralia.
That game was tied with less than a minute to play, we understand, but the Orphans pulled it out.
But the officials were all named Bennett.
33-6. You and I went down to Centralia about 15 years ago, saw Clark Barnes Springfield Senators play. I'll never forget that line. The free throw attempts on the night, 33-6. Rick Moss, the former Iowa assistant, was the Centralia head coach.
All the officials were named Moss.
He and Clark Barnes were boyhood friends, right? Didn't they grow up together down in Granite City, was it?
Highland, maybe?
Highland, that's it. Highland in the Metro East. They weren't friends that night.
No.
33-6. That was a real good Springfield High team. That team went to the Super Sectional. I don't believe that contract for non-conference basketball was renewed.
No.
Manual basketball to start the second half. They're headed to our right, which is the south end of Scheffler Gym. All Rams up 41-22. Sierra lost the ball, but it's picked up by Jones, and he just can't miss tonight. He buries it from the high post right.
He has not missed. Did not take a shot in the second quarter. He's 6 for 6.
Yeah, just a couple of free throws that kicked off the rim, 2 of 4 from the line, but he has 16 to lead everybody. It's 43-22. The Rams by 21.
Biggest lead was 23.
Here's Henry to the basket, put it up, angled away from the basket, missed the shot, got his own rebound, left to the rim. This time he faces the basket and puts it up and in.
Remember that basket Jalen Henry made to start the game? It's his second basket of the game. He's had only 3 shots.
43-24, and a double dribble is called on Aaron Nunn in backcourt. Southeast will get it back. Good defense applied by Hill of Southeast. Manuel has not been a step quicker tonight, Tim. They've been about 2 or 3 steps quicker.
Sure have.
Up by 19 as Hill gets it in out of the left corner. Way out front to D'Angelo Hughes, guarded by Marcus Sierra, a usual reserve who is starting tonight for the Rams. Left side pass to Travion Williams to Henry, who's posting. Turns on Jones, left of the basket, draws the foul. Henry to the line for a pair.
Third foul on Delano Jones. There's 6:59 to go in the third quarter. Jalen Henry will get free throws for the first time tonight. Not a great free throw shooter, 59% for the season for the Southeast senior. He's headed to SIU Edwardsville to play college ball.
And the staff carpet free throw is good. Southeast made only 3 of 8 free throws in the second quarter. What did you say, 4 of 10 on the first half all told?
For Southeast, 6 of 12.
6 of 12.
7 of 13 with Henry's first make here.
Speaking of Edwardsville, they're supposed to get a foot of snow. Did you hear that?
Good for them.
Second free throw for Henry is no good, and Delano Jones gets the rebound for the Rams, who are up 43-25. They come to forecourt and throw it away. Bad pass into the middle there, thrown by Anton Ivey, but ultimately Bakari couldn't reel it in cleanly. He coughed it up out of bounds back to Manuel. On the baseline where Devontae Keaton will put the ball in play. 6:50 to play third quarter. Rams in their traveling black get it into Aaron Nunn on the right side, and the ponytailed point guard bounces low on the right side to Jones, in the lane to Keaton, and up in the air. He got a very friendly bounce on the rim as he floated it up over a taller defender. That's 12 for Devontae Keaton, who averages 8.4. 45-25, Manuel back up by 26.5 left in the third. Travion Williams gallops into the basket on the right side. He was fouled on the drive before the shot. Reach-in foul called on Aaron Nunn, his second. Southeast cheerleaders across from us trying to get the crowd back into it. And it comes to Henry, right of the basket, against a good defensive effort by Anton Ivey. Missed the short shot over the rim, and then the rebound was tapped out of bounds by the shooter, Henry. So the Rams are still up 20 and will put the ball in play against full court pressure. Emmanuel trying for their 7th win of the season. And they get the ball quickly to the forecourt. On the right side, Devontae Keaton almost traveled. Up top to Nunn, swings it over left side, Sierra. A 3 is no good. Offensive rebound, though, to Ivy, and they'll reset. 6:05 to play in the third, 45-25 Manuel. Nunn high on the right side. Backed out by defender B.J. Hill. Over on the left wing to Keaton. Up top to Jones for 3. He's finally missed a field goal.
Yeah.
And Travion Williams has the rebound in the left defensive corner for Southeast. He turns, comes quickly to the forecourt, just inside the free throw line. Gives it up to Hill left side. Corner to Bakari. Lobs it out front to Hughes. Hughes being harassed by Nunn. Starts in on the dribble around Nunn. Scoop layup no good from the right side, and Nunn grabs the rebound. Nunn a 360 to niftily get away from the Southeast player. Shoots a jump shot at the opposite free throw line that is no good. Travion Williams rebounds for Southeast. He comes to forecourt. A floater is on the rim and in. That's his shot, really.
Yep, his first basket tonight comes on a shot that he's really done well in a number of games this season. Just go in the lane and float it up over a taller defender and got the nice roll off the rim.
45-27 Rams. Here's a good ball fake by Keaton. Comes to the right baseline, gets it out to Nunn at long range, right side for 3. No good, but an offensive rebound to Devontae Keaton as Southeast just stood there and watched the ball bounce off the basket. 45-27 Rams, 4:50 in the third. Jones for 3. Got it again from the head of the key.
That's where he had shot and missed a moment ago. Didn't miss that time.
Boy, he's just murdered Southeast the last 2 years.
Yes, he has.
You saw that game up in Peoria last year, which
He
the
was
Rams
really
won
good that night, too.
48-27 Manuel. Travion Williams takes it to the basket, draws the foul. The highlights of this one, such as they are for Southeast, will be on channel1450.com later tonight.
I think there'll be some who will consider burning the videotape on this one if it doesn't turn around fast.
Third foul on Nunn. And Travion Williams to the free throw line.
Do you burn videotape anymore? They don't even use
sure.
tape, do they? I think those cameras are all digital now.
Free throw for Williams is no good.
You have a VCR?
Well, I had a VCR.
Do you still have a VCR?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Would it do me any good if I did?
I guess there's no videotape anymore, so probably not.
Give it about 10 months and my DVD will be obsolete. Second free throw is also no good, so Williams missed them both. And that's not going to help Southeast get back in it. Anton Ivey rebounds. Keaton, a high dribble, gets to the basket on the right side at the opposite end. He's fouled. And Devontae Keaton will collect himself, get to the free throw line, and shoot a pair. Foul number 4 on Sabri Bakari. He had such a good week at Collinsville last week, but he has had a tough night tonight.
I had somebody ask for a copy of a game recently. John asked me to put it on cassette.
Going old school on you.
I nearly fainted.
Could you do it?
Yes, I actually still have that capability, but I think anybody still use cassettes except a listener who wanted a copy of a game, and we're happy to provide that. But, you know, you try buying a cassette, a blank, somewhere. Good luck.
Keaton's first free throw was good. Second one coming. This is off the back iron. No good. And DeVoe, who was back in there for Southeast rebounds, he almost threw the outlet pass away. Good hustling play defensively by Williams of Manuel. But he couldn't keep the ball in bounds, and then he had to hurdle the Rams bench. Southeast will get it to inbound. How old was this person who asked you for a cassette? Just give me a general range.
Let's put them in the upper bracket age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's Andre Williams back in the
50 plus.
game. Yeah. I was going to go about 20 years north of that. Andre Williams lost his balance at midcourt. Southeast calls a timeout to bail him out. All manual tonight here at Scheffler Gym. It's full timeout, 49-27 Rams. Midway through the third quarter, back in a minute. 49-27 here. Manual on top of Southeast. They led 27-8 at the end of the first quarter. And their lead is 22. Travion Williams in on Keaton. Right side to DeVoe for three. All the way over the rim, but a weak side rebound to Henry. Turns to his right, goes to the basket, put it up, no good, but he drew contact. Foul called on Ivy, I believe. 24 in black for Manual. That is the call. In the playoff football games, Indianapolis with a huge second half comeback, won at home over Kansas City, 45-44. And in what must be frigid temperatures outdoors in Philly tonight, no score between the Eagles and New Orleans with 9 minutes to play in the first half. Free throw rims in for Henry. He's got a second staff carpet try coming. Southeast has made just 8 of 17 free throws tonight, adding to the list of things they have struggled with this evening. 49-28, 3:55 to go third quarter. Second free throw for Henry is good. And he has 5 of his 7 points since halftime. Southeast will press, try to get back in it, down by 20. Manual has just had no trouble with that pressure, though. Sierra quickly across the half-court line to DeMonte Williams in the jump ball circle. He's guarded by Southeast's Andre Williams, the little freshman, 2 freshmen there, in fact. Now Sierra, left side, picked up by Travion Williams. Loops a pass, low. And a reverse layup is no good for Javon Lee, but Manual grabs the offensive rebound and resets. 3:25 to go third quarter here at Scheffler Gym, and their lead is 20 points on Southeast. B.J. Hill will be called for a foul out on the perimeter on Keaton. That's 3 on Hill. Had 21 players in this game, and it seems like many of them are going to wind up with 3, 4, or maybe even 5 fouls. Lots of fouls called in this game, although the pace of the foul calls is tempered a bit since halftime. Shawan Ward back in for Manual, and they pitch it all the way to backcourt and have him run it down. Ward, a good ball handler at 6'4", brings it across the timeline. Up top to Lee. Over to DeMonte Williams, and a takeaway by B.J. Hill. Hill races into the other end, lays it up, no good. He circled from the left side of the basket to the right, blew the layup. And a foul is called, apparently on Manual, or did they just go out of bounds with the ball? Yeah.
Yeah, DeMonte Williams grabbed the ball and had a foot on the end line when he made a spin move to get away from B.J. Hill.
And it comes to Henry, back to Hill. He's going to try a 3 off the right side. May have been partially deflected. Henry trying to save it in, but he did not. It's out of bounds to the Rams. That was an air ball for Hill, and I do think a Manual player got a fingertip on that shot. 2:57 to go third quarter. It is 49-29 Manual as the Rams try to go to 7-4. Their losses this year to Peoria, Notre Dame in their conference, to Lanphier, to Gurney Warren, and to West Aurora, the last 2 coming last week at Pontiac. There's a left side jumper, and that's good for Shawan Ward from 17.
West Aurora beat him by 20 plus. How good must they be?
51-29. Boy, they've been good for a long time, haven't they? Clean takeaway. DeMonte Williams from Hill. Hill tried to take it back at the rim, but he'll be called for the foul down on the court before the shot. That last basket for Shawan Ward gives him 6 and gives the Rams a 51-29 lead. 2:28 to play third quarter.
Up by 22 here late in the third. They led by as many as 23 in the first half. 2:28 left in the third.
Delano Jones for Anton Ivy. We see D'Angelo Hughes make a rare reappearance in the game for Southeast. B.J. Hill exit off his 4th foul. Pass under the basket. We've got a whistle and a holding foul on Jalen Henry as he tried for a steal. One thing this game does not need is a slew of fouls in the final 10.5 minutes.
8 total fouls so far here in the third quarter, 4 each side.
Off the baseline, Williams gets it into War in the right corner. He drives on Hughes, steps around DeVoe, and a good takeaway by Harrison DeVoe. Got it to Hughes, but his pass up court is deflected. Run down by Travion Williams. Southeast will keep it. Williams on the 3-line right side. Up top DeVoe. Shake and bake move to the basket. Laid it up and in.
Good slide to the hoop along the right side of the lane by junior Harrison DeVoe that time.
His first 2 tonight, 51-31. Southeast back to within 20. 2 minutes to go third quarter. And Manuel across half court. DeMonte Williams was met up with defensive pressure by Hughes, shuffled his feet, and was called for the travel.
It's only the 8th turnover for Manuel as they've taken good care of the ball. The Southeast pressure hasn't bothered them a bit.
Jordan Sample into the game for Manuel. Checks in for Devontae Keaton. Southeast down 51-31. And Andre Williams threw it away. It's going to lead to a layup for DeMonte Williams of Manuel. Boy, that was almost an assist for the Southeast freshman, but to the wrong team. He threw the ball backwards and backward, and Hughes had no chance to make the catch. DeMonte Williams was right there for the layup. 53-31. Now Travion Williams goes to the basket, floats it up there, no good from 6. Ball loose on the floor and run down by Travion Williams out near midcourt. We've got a whistle. It's a tough foul call. They'll get Jones of Manuel. As he was leaning over Travion Williams, he reached in there and was called for his 4th foul. A lot of times when a player's down on the court like that, pawing for the basketball, they'll give a defender some license, but Delano Jones didn't get it.
And with 4 fouls, he'll leave for a while. Minute 34 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Anton Ivey comes off Derek Booth's bench, and it comes to Travion Williams of Southeast. 53-31 Rams. Williams walks it up left side. Looking for Henry. Bounce pass eludes the big guy off his fingertips and out of bounds.
Turnover number 15 for Southeast.
Southeast returns to conference play in a rare Wednesday night game at the Bowl in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's got 3 games coming up in the week ahead. And Southeast down 22 here. Sample all the way down the lane. The shot swatted away by Henry. Hit the official J.D. Coleman on the baseline, and J.D. barely flinched. 1:15 to go 3rd quarter. Ball out of bounds off the 3rd block of the night for Henry. Manuel will put the ball in play with Aaron Nunn. Sending it up top to Lee. And now to War between the circles. Holds the ball above his head. He's called for a 5-second count. Juwan War has a confused look on his face. Derek Booth, the 8th-year Manual coach, is pleading his player's case with the official. Not the official who made the 5-second call, though. And now that everybody is reasonably satisfied with the state of affairs, Southeast down 22 inbounds with just over a minute to play 3rd quarter. Travion Williams to the top of the key. To Andre Williams down the lane. A floater is no good. Rebounded by DeVoe off the air ball. Left of the basket. DeVoe missed in traffic. And Sample pulls it down for Manuel. Aaron Nunn to forecourt. Swings the ball ahead to teammate Javon Lee. Nunn, who's got a bandage on his right wrist that has not bothered his ball handling in the least. Bounces on the dribble. Comes left with 38 seconds around Travion Williams. High post right to Lee. The Rams back it out. Up by 22 late in the 3rd quarter on the Southeast floor. In the lane to Lee, around DeVoe, who was bodying him the entire way to the basket. They'll call the foul and say it was before the shot attempt. That evens the team foul situation at 5. Now they have changed their mind, and they will give 2 free throws to Javon Lee. Lee has made 1 of 2 tonight. He is at 71%. The first half carpet free throw rings in. Javon, 6'3" senior, averaging 9.6. 54-31, and this matches the biggest lead for Manuel tonight. Second one coming. It's a line drive free throw, and that's good. 7 for Lee. 55-31. 24-point lead for the Rams. Southeast against pressure. Gets it ahead to DeVoe. Hard to the basket. Blocking foul will send him to the line.
Another final involving a CSA team tonight. This one in Lincoln. The Railers stay undefeated. They defeat Normal West 52-41. 17 for Edward Boldy. 12 points for Joey Olden in the win on the Roy S. Anderson gym floor for Lincoln. 52-41 over Normal West, not North Chicago. We confirmed it was
misses the
Normal
free
West.
throw.
By the way, it was Normal West,
Yes.
the opponent.
Second free throw for DeVoe is good, and he's got 3. Made 1 of 2 staff carpet free throws. 55-32. Manuel by 23, closing seconds of the 3rd quarter. I sure didn't expect this.
No.
None across half court. Bounces on the right side to Lee. Out front, Sample, an open look at a three. Buried it.
In Manuel's night. And there's 8 more minutes of it when we come back. 58-32. Biggest lead of the night for the Manuel Rams. Up by 26 as we head to the fourth quarter in a minute. Fourth quarter begins. Manuel by 26 over Southeast, 58-32.
We have it on good authority. It has not started snowing yet in Springfield.
Okay.
We can't see that. But meteorologist Ryan Mahan tells us it has not started snowing in Springfield. Derek Booth, perhaps concerned about the drive home tonight, calls timeout at the Manuel bench as the fourth quarter begins. He wants to set up the travel plans after this game. 58-32 Manuel, back in 30 seconds. Aaron Nunn will put the ball in play for Manuel. They're up by 26. Get it out of long range to Shawan Ward. Dribbles around his man, and a blocking foul is called. That's a new man in the game, sophomore Valentino Green for Southeast. There's 13 players LT has used tonight, and not a one of them is in double figures in scoring. Henry leads the way with 7.
We need a candidate for the player of the game to step up here in the fourth quarter.
Little trouble for Manuel after the ball is inbounded, but Sample got up in the air on the baseline and fired it off a Southeast player. Yeah, we can't name Delano Jones of Manuel, can we?
We could. We might.
And it comes to Sample, left corner 3, no good long, and the rebound for Henry of Southeast. Outlets to Travion Williams, 2-on-1. Travion takes it himself, missed the layup, rebounded by Green. And the youngster who has just been promoted to the varsity will get a couple of free throws here. He was fouled on the follow-up attempt by Aaron Nunn. That's his 4th. Henry with 7. Hill and Hughes with 5 apiece for Southeast. Nobody else with more than 4. Valentino Green, that's a great name, hits the free throw.
He's a 6-footer, 10th grader.
58-33. Manuel by 25, 7:24 to play fourth quarter.
This is like the bad old days in the Mid-State 10.
Deja vu. Yeah, those were bad memories, weren't they? It's kind of a flashback we're having tonight. Valentino Green hits both free throws, 58-34. Of course, back in those days, the Peoria football teams might score 58 on our locals. 58-34. On the right side in front court is Sierra. And he traveled. Travion Williams backed him down and chatted with him a little bit after forcing that turnover. 7:06 to go fourth quarter. Southeast down 24. And it comes to Hill. Races to the basket. They let him go. The sea parted. And Hill lays it up and in. BJ's got 7 to tie Henry for team high honors. 58-36 Rams, 6:55. Here's a drive and a good pass by Williams low. A stuff by Henry on Ivy. And then the intended target of Jalen Henry's outlet pass. Andre Williams took a tumble, apparently tripped on the half-court line. And it's out of bounds, another Southeast turnover.
Number 16, turnover number 16.
Williams might have had a layup, but he couldn't keep his balance. In it comes to Keaton. Playing out the string it would appear in the final 6:40 of this game. Devontae Keaton, twice between his legs on the dribble, gets a screen, starts left on the dribble, ends his dribble series in some distress. Good pass low to War on the right side, and he rims it up and in. What a nice player to bring off the bench, Shawan War. Coming back off a wrist injury that kept him out of some action last month. 60-36, Manual by 24. Henry, a hard drive in on the left side, earns himself a couple of free throws as he's fouled on an 8-foot shot.
Playing a makeup game out in the county tonight. Auburn and Pawnee are playing. As they call that the Battle of Route 104. Auburn had a 39-31 lead at halftime, but Pawnee took a 10-0 run and took a 41-40 lead in that game with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Auburn and Pawnee tuning up for a county tournament that starts a week from Monday.
Jalen Henry misses the first staff carpet free throw off the front of the rim. The foul was called on Ivy, his third. 8th on the team. Second free throw is good, and Henry nudges ahead of teammate B.J. Hill with his 8th point of the night. 60-37, Southeast will press. No trouble for Sierra to get it across the timeline up the left boundary. Out to Keaton, who's played a lot of point guard with none in foul trouble. And back to DeMonte Williams, perhaps the point guard of the future. Freshman dribbles right, then left behind his back at the free throw line. Into the left corner, Keaton for 3, that's good. 16 for Devontae Keaton, K-E-E-T-O-N. Second high on the team, 63-37. Andre Williams, a 3 off the right side, no good. Henry the rebound, he's fouled again, left of the ring. To his credit, Henry has played very hard through this second half. They need that consistent, assertive effort from him down the stretch this year. As he wraps up his high school basketball career, he's got great skill. He has parlayed that into a D1 scholarship at SIU Edwardsville. And that's a place where you can come in and get some playing time early. Henry misses the free throw, though, off the front of the rim. Edwardsville has only won 3 games this year. Their stars, Donovan Stewart. We saw his old high school team play Lanphier in the championship game at Pekin. Bartonville Limestone. SIUE transitioned a few years ago from Division II to D1. And the transition has been bumpy. Second free throw for Henry is good, 63-38. Southeast down 25, 5.5 to go. DeMonte Williams in the jump ball circle. Picked up by Southeast's Andre Williams. Ends his dribble series, passes in the lane to Lee, up and under, and a travel. Rams turn it over, and Southeast will try to carve into this 25-point manual lead. B.J. Hill ahead on the left side to Andre Williams. Left corner to Green, who made a very nice drive to the basket, but forgot just one thing.
Yeah, got a dribble. He took a quick move to the hoop from the left corner, but Valentino didn't put the ball on the floor.
Sierra will put the ball in play to War. His pass deflected and stolen as Southeast produced a turnover. There's Andre Williams giving the ball, or at least losing the ball on a drive to the basket. The tie-up is called. And on the arrow, Southeast will keep it.
5:09 to go and a 63-38 lead for Manual.
Green will inbound the ball off the left baseline. Low to Andre Williams. He bumped a defender, threw up a terrible shot over the rim. Rebound lost out of bounds by the Rams, though. Southeast will get another crack at it. And Valentino Green again will put the ball in play. A lot of kids out there for Southeast who were playing nothing but JV just a couple of weeks ago. In it comes to Henry, though the ball is swatted away from him and back out of bounds on the baseline, and B.J. Hill will put this in play. To Henry, Andre Williams, Hill out of the left corner for three off the top of the backboard, no good. Henry rebounds, flings it to the basket, that's no good. And Manuel throws it away after grabbing the rebound. Ivy missing connections with Sierra on the pass at midcourt, and Southeast gets it right back. And poor Sabri Bakari, who's had a very tough night, will check in for Jalen Henry. And if Jalen is done for the night, he'll be a point shy of double figures.
And a rebound shy of double figures. 9 points, 9 rebounds at the moment for Jalen Henry, Southeast senior.
And the officials will step between a player on each team to make sure that Travion Williams and Sierra don't get out of hand as the ball is inbounded. In it comes to Travion Williams. He wants to take him one-on-one, got to the basket to a foul, and Travion will shoot a pair. Well, Travion Williams doesn't lack for confidence.
Good for him. Be confident. Go to the basket. Get bumped around a little bit, make free throws.
Second foul on Marcus Sierra, the 5'11 junior. Travion is Trevyon. Free throw is good for Williams. He's been on the varsity roster all year and started getting significant minutes about the fourth or fifth game of the season. Played a little bit off the bench in Decatur in the Thanksgiving tournament. Now the official steps in, telling B.J. Hill and Marcus Sierra
Quit yapping.
to keep their cool.
They're yapping at each other.
63-39 Manuel.
Another kid who doesn't back down from anybody is B.J. Hill. You're in a fight, you want him on your side.
Rams have done all the talking on the scoreboard tonight,
Yes.
though. Second free throw for Williams is good. 63-40, 4:45 left in the game. In it comes to Lee in the left defensive corner. On the left-hand dribble across half court, they'll double team him. DeMonte Williams on the right side. Line drive three, no good. Bakari skies as only he can for the rebound. Outlets to Hill. To the forecourt, off the right baseline, no good. Green had his hands on the rebound, tapped out of bounds by DeMonte Williams of Manuel. Spartans to inbound with 4.5 minutes to go, down by 23. B.J. Hill on the left baseline, holds and holds and holds. He got away with the travel, didn't matter anyway because he threw it away. Out of bounds on the sideline to the Rams. DeMonte Williams gets it in. Back to Javon Lee. Hill picks up Lee, who's across the 10-second line. Double teamed, in some trouble. Bumped and fouled, and free throws coming.
B.J. Hill, the offender, I think. Maybe Trayvon Williams. Let's see. I think he called it on Travion Williams. Yeah.
His fourth.
Yeah. Scoreboard said they called it on somebody else, but that somebody else isn't in the game.
We have had more than
Southeast doesn't
40
have one of
fouls in
those
this
on
game.
the roster, actually. Well, it wasn't in the game at the moment. Travion Williams with the foul. That's his fourth.
One in bonus for Lee, and the free throw is good.
Lots of fouls tonight.
Yep, more than 40 fouls, Tim, and we haven't had anybody foul out, remarkably enough.
Not yet.
We had 22 players play in this game, 13 of them for Southeast. 64-40. Crowd has dwindled considerably from the start of the game at about 7 o'clock. Second free throw, no good. DeMonte Williams goes up high, grabs the rebound in front of the basket. He's fouled. And the freshman Williams will shoot a pair for Manuel.
That foul on Sabri Bakari is his fifth, so there's your first disqualification of the night with 4:08 to play. Spartans will next play on Wednesday. Opponent will be the Crimsons in Jacksonville at the Bowl in a CS8 game.
DeVoe checks back into the game for Bakari. And DeMonte Williams, who has made 10 of 20 free throws, gets a couple here. He was fouled in the act of shooting. First one is on the rim, no good. Boy, his dad could shoot it, couldn't he?
Yes.
Frankie Williams, the Manuel standout. Went on to play for the U of I and have a nice collegiate career. Frustrating at times in Champaign, but he was quite a talent. Second free throw is good. Full timeout called at the Manuel bench. They're up 65-40, and we're back in a minute.
Earlier today on Sports Radio, you may have heard the Illini win over Penn State. 20-point Illinois victory at home over Penn State today. We'll have college basketball tomorrow on Sports Radio. A 3 p.m. game at track where University of Illinois Springfield will play host to the University of Missouri St. Louis. UMSL and UIS tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Travion Williams, hard drive to the basket, misses the left-hand layup. Rebounded by Green, though, and he puts the follow-up back up and in.
This will be the first varsity basket for Valentino Green.
Had a couple of free throws earlier this quarter, so he's got 4 in his line tonight. 65-42. Southeast down 23, 3:45 left to go. DeMonte Williams head of the key, picked up by Andre Williams. DeMonte has a 7-inch height advantage in that battle of ninth graders. Ends his dribble. Bounces left to the lane to Delano Jones, who's back in and still making shots.
He's had a great game.
He's missed just one shot, right?
Yes. Delano Jones of Manual.
He is 8 of 9 from the field and has scored 21 to lead everybody. 67-42 Rams, 3:20. B.J. Hill slides down the left side of the lane. His pass deflected up in the air and out of bounds in the opposite corner to the Spartans. Yeah, we said it coming out of the Collinsville tournament. We'll just reiterate, Southeast has to regroup here. They've got some talent, but they haven't put it together so far this year. B.J. Hill drives in right baseline and is called for walking. And Derek Booth is, well, I would say going to clear his bench, but we've seen all of these guys in the game before.
Yeah, everybody's played tonight. They're in uniform, they played.
Manuel only dressed to 9 for this game.
All the Spartans in the home white tonight have played.
And it comes to Aaron Nunn. His pass deflected out of bounds by a Southeast defender in the middle of a double team. Nunn will inbound on the baseline left. He's checking that bandage on his right wrist before he does that. 3:09 to go. Pretty impressive 4-loss team. Manuel came in 6-4, having dropped 3 of their last 4. They played some very good competition. Up top, Ward for 3. Rimming no. Nice offensive rebound right to the basket, though. Follow-up shot for Keaton won't go, but he's fouled. Now they're going to give it to Southeast. They're going to call that foul instead. Or just say the ball went out of bounds. No foul call, just out of bounds to Southeast. Touched last by Keaton and Manuel, apparently. And it comes to B.J. Hill, guarded by Keaton. Accelerates on the dribble across the timeline. Swings a pass right baseline. Travion Williams hesitates, misses, and is called for the travel anyway.
Yeah, he stumbled a bit or stutter-stepped as he tried to move in toward the right baseline and carried the ball on the way in toward the basket.
2:45 on the clock as the Rams up 25 inbound.
That was the 20th Spartan turnover.
15-point run in the first quarter for Manuel. Put them in front by a substantial margin, and they've
really put the game away.
Sure did. They led 27-8 at the end of the first quarter. There's 3 seconds called on Aaron Nunn of Manuel.
Southeast never recovered from that 15-0 run early.
Nunn and Anton Ivey played a 2-man game in the paint, and one of them was in there for too long.
Spartans got within 15 after falling behind 23 in the first half, but never got any closer.
I don't think Manuel really never felt threatened when Southeast got it down to 15. Andre Williams head of the circle. Bounce pass in traffic, picked up by DeVoe. DeVoe hesitating. Hard drive to the basket. Stuffed cleanly, though. Nice defensive play by Ivy, who just stood his ground and forced that miss by DeVoe. Nunn quickly back the other way. Zips to the basket. Fouled hard. And Aaron Nunn will collect himself and shoot a pair of free throws.
Mentioned we'll have a broadcast of UIS men's basketball tomorrow. The UIS women also play UMSL at 1 tomorrow at track. And then the men's game at 3. We'll be on the air about 2:45. Next broadcast of high school basketball on Sports Radio will be next Friday. Glenwood at Sacred Heart Griffin. Wonder if they'll show off the state football championship trophy that night.
Possibility. Free throw for Aaron Nunn is good.
I'm sure the fans in town have seen that since it was won the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Generally, if Sacred Heart Griffin has had some success in winning a state football championship, they like to celebrate it at a basketball game, and that might be a good game to do that.
68-4. Now, why would you say that?
Just might.
Nunn hits the second free throw
Because
as well.
there's sort of a tradition in that.
69-42. Manual by 27. You're so cynical. Southeast basketball, 1:50 to play. In the left corner, Malcolm Pollard. Andre to Travion Williams. Back to Pollard out of the left corner. In and out for 3. And Shawan Moore has this rebound for Manual. 1:37 to play. Rams by 27 in a game that has seen nearly 50 fouls. Bad pass, deflected away by Travion Williams from Sample. He waits for 2 defenders to fly past him and then misses the layup at the other end. Rebounded by Green, and Valentino will haul himself back to the stripe for 2.
Foul on Manuel's Jordan Sample with 1:19 to go. Yeah, we'll have broadcast coverage Friday of Sacred Heart Griffin and Glenwood on Sports Radio, and then Saturday night we'll go with the Cyclones out to Rochester. They'll play a conference game a week from tonight. Rockets are still playing in the smaller gym, haven't gotten the rack ready yet with the new bleacher system.
First free throw is no good. The second staff carpet free throw is good for Green, who has scored 5 in his varsity debut for Southeast. 69-43. SHG played a non-conference game in Centralia tonight. Lost to the Orphans 50-45. They're 7-4. Ward drives in, throws it up, no good off glass from the right side. A 10-footer that is off the iron. Southeast rebounds with Green. Comes to forecourt. Andre Williams for an NBA 3 off the left side. That's no good. And a foul is called in the battle for the rebound. It's going to be called on Southeast.
I hear you mention the NBA.
Called it on Manuel's Jordan Sample, Tim.
I hear you mention the NBA.
I did.
4.5 left in the third. Bulls 59, Hawks 57 at the UC.
Andre Iguodala beat the Hawks last night with the buzzer beater.
Sure did.
For Golden State, that foul was called on Sample of Manuel, and a rather unattractive free throw for Malcolm Pollard, but he's got a second one coming. Pollard trying his first couple of free throws of the year. 69-43. This one hits the back iron, but it rims in for Pollard with the friendly bounce. 69-44. Southeast down 25. 51 seconds to play. The ball rolled away from Aaron Nunn as he prepared to inbound it. Now he picks it up, runs the baseline, and gets the ball in play. Manuel has had trouble getting in the 60s this year. If they score a point here, they'll be at 70 or above. Nunn top of the key, dribbles right on Pollard with 35, brings down the dribble, gives to Sample top of the key. He starts left towards the three-point line. Now to Devontae Keaton, who's had an outstanding game tonight. 25 seconds, Manuel running out the clock here with a big non-conference win at Scheffler Gym. Pass up the sideline, deflected out of bounds by Pollard at the scorer's table.
Coming into this game, Southeast this season had scored 726 points and had given up 727. Their averages will suffer a little based on this 25-point loss.
It's going to be their biggest blowout loss of the season, and it won't be close. Jordan Sample out to midcourt to Keaton. 3 seconds to go. They double team him symbolically, and the game comes to an end. Peoria Manual very impressively comes to town on a chilly night. They pound Southeast 69-44. We'll have the postgame show after this timeout on Sports Radio 1450.